Yeah.
That was funny. It was so quiet.
Maybe if you guys let him have a word in edgeways, he might have a bloody chance.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking nose.
Got a cold.
Allergy season. That's how Benny's Woolsey matched my what I'm wearing.
Nice. That yellow background is making my eyes weird. Thank God I've got glasses on.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yo! Wait for it. There we go. We're live. And yo! 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 How we doing, everybody? How we doing? 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 The coffee's kicked in, everybody. We're on our fourth cup. We're on our second disabled show of the day, and we're on our third installment of Dating with Disabilities. It's your host. I don't even fucking know. I ain't got nothing after that. It's Duante, Suitman, Barnett. Make some noise, everybody.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the first, and I love to say this. I love the description on this, so I've got to tell you, we do the first transcontinental full spectrum of disabilities podcast, highlighting people either or with both physical and mental disabilities. Fuck it, I guess I can't read. This episode, our two topics, fuck you, Variety D. Our two topics today are going to be the ideas of expectations versus reality when it comes to dating with disabilities. And then we're also going to be talking about, do we disclose those disabilities, right? Like, are you really even telling people what's going on? Like, some people, you don't find out until 3 months in that they're... Like I didn't even get to say it. Variety D was, what are you gonna say? I don't know.
They have micro attachments.
3 months in.
You kind of notice early when they're all messed up, but I mean, there's other things that can be wrong with people, right? So with that being said, let's go around the room. Let's check in. First off, we have all the way from Britain. She's called Blue Glasses Girl because there's a reason. I think it's Erland syndrome, if I remember correctly. I've got my shit right. Give it up for Blue Glasses Girl.
Hello. Whoever you are foolish enough to be watching this nonsense, hello.
Yeah, oh shit, it's nonsense now. Fuck off. Piss off. Hey.
I put my hair quickly in braids, and this bit is just like me. It's a rebel. It just does not want to go, but it's I'm just letting it fly.
But it is straight, so I guess that's a different question. No, I'm just messing with you.
I'm certified. It's all good.
Give it up for next. I hate her fucking name because she's not being professional. Janejira Damron, the potato chip. Also joined today by the BDSM bear. All right. Oh God, Jesus. Also today we have Short. She may be stout, and when she gets mad, all she does is fucking shout. Give it up for Variety D!
Yes, no.
Oh, God. All I hear is Downtown Julie Brown from MTV every time I hear her, right? Another person who's not keeping it professional. Her name is not Sunshine. She is not a stripper or top barista girl. Give it up for Sunshine Audra Sisak! Woo! And the guy who decided to put his only black member of his logo in the back of his bus. I'm just going to let you know.
You're there.
He put me in the front of the bus.
You're at the front of the bus.
This is just like school. I can't sit in the back with all the other kids. I got to sit up front next to the fucking... That hurt. That's personal. Give it up.
I'm at the back, so I'm a cool kid.
Ready.
Oh
my God. Do me a favor, though, Benny. Tell us a little bit. You did a podcast the other day. Tell us a little bit about it before we get into it. What was it with Mark?
Oh, we do 2 crits, 1 cam every week, where we take the neck out of each other and we promote different gigs and podcasts. And also we have Jamie's Gamey symbol game where you have to guess what this sentence is.
Oh shit.
These are sentences. So if you can guess what they are, then well done.
So some people on here may not know what's Jamie's last name again,
Jamie Pearson.
right? And I met him through the disabled group, and he's in
Yeah.
a what is
He's
his?
an AAC user.
Was he watching the show today then?
I think so. I've
Oh,
shared it. He uses a communication aid and he uses symbols to communicate. So we do a show called Below the Belt where we take non-disabled comedians and give them a disability experience, and it's funny. So yeah.
Hey, I'd like to make you guys black for a day. Now, the reason why I brought up Jamie
Same.
is we talk, right?
I'd love to try that just to see.
we did one of the meetings, and I wasn't sure how cognitive Jamie was, remember? And we were talking about something, and next thing you know, he got up there and he said, "And we supposed to feel bad for the crybaby American." Remember that? And I was like, "Am I fucking getting trolled by the guy with the computer?" I was fucking pissed. I was
burned.
Fuck you, Jamie. I was going, fuck you, and then fuck you, Emma, for not telling me he's talking shit. Because
But
I didn't know.
that is the thing, Duante. People just assume that people who can't speak properly or can't talk aren't bright. I mean, you're in the deaf community.
Yeah.
And I bet people go, "Oh, he's deaf, he's thick." But you're not. You're clever.
He is sick. We're talking about. I heard reviews. We're talking about. Sit down there.
No, I think what Dante gets is accused of being loud, and it's like he can't hear. That's why.
With me being partial deaf, a lot of people think I'm loud, or I'm picking what I'm hearing, or you heard this and you didn't hear that, right? But it wasn't even so much, like you said. It's not that I didn't think Jamie was stupid or anything. I just didn't know he was listening. I didn't think he was listening to me. I didn't think he cared. So it was awesome for me. Like, it made me feel a certain way. Like, oh, Jamie knows me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to cry. I kind of want to cry. Like, it's just kind of, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a hug for him to talk shit to me because he's trying to communicate with me, and that made me feel special. I was like, okay, Jamie knows who Suitman is. Like, fuck it, I'll be sad. I'll be emotional. Like, I felt good about that. You know what I mean? Like, I talk shit and cuss people out, and so I wasn't really interacting with Jamie, which also kind of made me feel bad, right? And like an asshole in some ways. Not that I tried not to. I wasn't trying to. I just didn't know if I could, right? And so when that happened, it made me want to connect with him more and talk. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know. And that's the whole purpose of what we're fucking doing here, ain't it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to cry no more. All right. We'll move on to something else. Shit. Anyways, fuck it. You got me all emotional. That wasn't supposed to happen. I think I'm on my period. It's that week of the month, all right?
Mansplaining.
He's got some estrogen coming in, bless.
Coming in, needs to get out.
I'm having a myriad. It's not my fault.
A myriad.
My man, yeah, I got moves.
Men do have them. It's biological fact. Every month they do have them. When the estrogen comes in.
Is it estrogen? Is that like the
yeah, because you have testosterone the rest of the time. We get testosterone.
Oh, sorry, Americans, estrogen,
which makes us mood.
Yeah.
Ostrigen? A what?
What?
An ostrich.
I'm not
he has an ostrich coming in.
With a long neck. Yes, your neck is making you emotional. That neck. Yes, that one.
I am hoping an ostrich is not
thank you, Variety. Yes.
That's not where we're going. Anyways, all right, let's get this going. I forgot we got Variety D on here. If we're gonna go down the bunny trail, it's fucked with me and D. When you got double D in the same room, it's all about penetration. So let's get here. Let's talk with Audra. Did you hear that? I threw out the word penetration. Oh,
I know.
I snuck it in with no consent. Oh, fuck. That was a verbal something. All right, there we go. Hey, I'm awake now. This coffee cup number 3.
Oh, no, please don't let him have more coffee.
So up first, we're talking about expectations versus reality. Now, when I think about this, right, I've got Audra already lit up because she's gonna go first and talk about this. But me personally, I just want to give like a little background, like what does that mean? And I'm like, so what could expectations versus reality mean? That could be, well, you're disabled and you're not sure how sex is gonna work, or you're emotionally unable to connect, and you finally got a girlfriend. You're gonna the expectation of what's gonna happen when this happens, or like, hey, this girl's normal and I'm gonna tell her how I am. Like, there's all different things. So Audra, sunshine, sparkles, glitter star.
Yes.
What do you got for us, Jigglypuff?
Oh my goodness. So expectations and reality are so different. I'm a late diagnosed autistic. I was 31 when I was diagnosed. So, later. So let me back up. I'm actually divorced too. And I could never figure out why I couldn't hold a relationship, why I felt like I was always the one that was wrong in the relationship, or I was doing something wrong. And then I realized I was mimicking all of my relationships based on expectations from TV shows, movies, because my stimming is, and my echolalia comes out, and my perseveration. So I watch TV, I learn from the shows, I can literally memorize lines and then use them in life. And so that's my expectation was, well, it's like Disney, right? It's like the show Friends, right? That's what my relationships are supposed to look like. So I'm basing all of these things on personalities that are not even me. So you go in to a relationship, you don't even love yourself, know yourself, and then you end up in a situation that you don't want to be in, and you're terrible, it's miserable. So yeah, that was a huge thing for me. So getting diagnosed and finding out later, reality finally hit that, oh, I don't have to live by these societal norms or by any of the other expectations from TV. I could live on my own. And yeah, so I finally was able to come out as bisexual and be okay with it, and yeah, and just kind of be be okay with who I was, like I said, shaving my hair and, defining myself. And that's how it was for me.
Oh, that's all cute.
Yeah, there's nothing. There's not much there.
You just went with a nice, sweet story. It's all wholesome. Don't worry, Variety D's coming. She'll be here later.
No. It's when she says not much there. I was thinking she said she shaved her hair. Her lady garden is clear. It is nice. Everything is there.
Stop it.
Okay, so wait. I have to interrupt because we just had this conversation about hair.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
So a sensory need of mine, here's reality for you. Sensory need, I'm going to get called out on this. I love to not shave my hair on my legs or in that area. And I love the way it feels on my hand. I love the way hair feels. And like when you rub against it and you had that grainy feeling and then come back with it smooth, there's something about that touch that I like.
Not my hair. My hair picky and prickly. You fit in that hair musical.
I don't care. I
Hair,
like it.
show
I
it,
like
show it.
I like
Yeah.
the touch of hair. I don't care what kind of hair it is. And so I like it on other people as well. I'll say humans, people, because for me it won't matter. And
Hey,
and so
Duante, don't touch my hair. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Hey,
You
I already
know,
know I know the rule though. I have learned with black people, you don't touch the hair.
That's
Consent,
right, yeah.
consent first.
Consent first. Consent first. That's right.
That's hair
Yeah.
rape. That's hair rape, Karen.
Hair
The
rape.
hair,
So I
leave my
like
fibers. Yeah.
so yeah, so I mean I like it on myself, I'll like it on others. So yeah, I so does my curtains match the drapes? Absolutely not. That's
All right.
Those drapes are from the 1970s by the sound of it, Audra.
Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Hair, the musical.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Everybody likes a little Wookiee. Call her Chewbacca, right? Oh fuck, I'm getting canceled. Why? And let's check it out. Why? I don't know. Why not? Benny's.
You cancelled ages ago. This is just, I don't even know why this is continuing.
This off. Oh God. Next up, we've got Blue Glasses Girl. What do you got, Sunshine?
Well, I was going to tell you about when you meet somebody. It kind of fits. I was a bit confused speaking about this because I think like this story kind of fits with the next one as well, which is about, you know, disclosing a disability. It kind of goes hand in hand, really. And like for me, it was about like when you've got a hidden disability, when you meet someone, I find like when you're trying to describe to them like how your disability affects you, I feel like this happened to be a few times, they're like really eager to like convince you that they're going to understand, they're going to be able to support you. They really feel like they know like their limits and like you feel like you know your limits. But the most recent relationship I had, like one of the reasons why that didn't work is because that person thought that, but actually they were viewing my mental health and my mental health needs through their own experience of living with mental health problems. And so I live with mental illnesses, which is slightly different to like if somebody's got, for example, anxiety, and this person had anxiety, so they were like, I have anxiety. I totally get you. I totally get where you're coming from. And I'm like, I have a psychiatric condition. You know, and maybe sometimes that looks like he's manifesting as anxiety, but it's not an anxiety disorder, it's something quite different. And like basically it's like, you know, they kept relating everything back to their own struggle, and I would and they weren't like listening to me about what my symptoms might be. And then one day I had like I got really triggered when I was like out in public, and like my trigger points are like going in like busy public places and things like that. And all I did was it was just a really minor thing. I just went to the supermarket door, and for some reason I just couldn't go over the threshold. I couldn't get in, and they went in, and then they were just like, "Oh, hurry up," like that. And I was just like, "Hurry up!" Like I was like having a panic attack, and I was like, "Well, I can't even do this." And when I'm in that sort of situation, flight and fight kick in, and I literally just dropped everything I was holding in the middle of the aisle and just legged it out of the shop, like ran off down the street in tears. And like that's just how like it affects me. And then like I couldn't speak about it, and that person, they were just like, oh wow, they were really shocked. They were like, so this is like what it sometimes looks like for you? And they were like, oh, we're not sure. And it's like who kept having incidents like that, and it kept being obvious, like, yeah, you know, your expectation that you could handle this is way out of kilter with what you can actually deal with, because it's like I'm affecting your anxiety because you don't know when I'm going to get triggered. The fact that you've got anxiety and I'm trying to help you with that is actually triggering my symptoms, you know. So we ended up in this two-way process. So basically, in summary, there's an expectation, I think, and an assumption that sometimes if you meet somebody who's also disabled, and especially if you've got a similar disability to yourself, that somehow you're going to be like this amazing disabled duo that are just going to work, and actually it can go the complete opposite. That's what I want to say.
I can't disagree with you there. Like, somebody asked me, like, I had a couple of comments that have been weird, or not so much weird, just like somebody messaged me, was like, I saw your autistic artist podcast and it wasn't funny. It was okay, like
Not supposed to be funny.
Well, you know what I mean? I'm Suitman, so obviously everything's fucking dance, laugh, clap, motherfucker. Like, little black guy on a string. Like, fuck, great. And it came from a black guy too. That was the worst part about it. I was like, motherfucker, are you serious? Right? Like, fuck. Should I tell you a joke now, sir? But also, when we think about a lot of these things, like, it's not always, I don't know how to say it, people don't really understand. Like, he commented on the show, he's like, you guys seem normal. I'd almost ask you guys to define what autism is.
Oh, you see, it's that kind of thing. This is what I'm saying, hidden disabilities, Dante.
Yeah, let me say, and we're all comfortable with each other now. When we all first met, each one of us individually, we did not talk like this.
Nope.
I don't think I even talked to you when I first
No, you didn't. You didn't even say a word.
Right? Even
it's actually true story. That is true. You didn't say anything.
Right? And I talked to everybody, but I wasn't personal like I am now with you guys. And you know what I mean? Like, you could say I talk, but there's a level of personability that you don't get out of me when you see Suitman. You guys are getting Duante. I think you guys can agree with that, right? And so that's the other part they're not getting, is we're getting a pure, authentic conversation here on some of these shows because we're able to be authentic. And like, I can talk shit about Jamie heckling me and me being like, that fucking guy understands, and you guys get, I'm not saying it like that. It's just, I didn't know any better. And then not only I can be honest and say it made me feel like a shithead, that I'm not saying hi Jamie more and involving him then. And you know what I mean? And even the maturity to fucking say that, right? And so I hope people understand that that's the other problem you have, is that, like, people say, how are you Asperger's? And I go, I really can't explain it to you, but everybody that's in the community looks at me and talks to me for 15 minutes, goes, yeah, you're one of us. Go ahead, sit down, have a seat at the table. Fuck you, Benny. Don't laugh that hard, you son of a bitch.
I thought that was a joke, sorry. Oh, I only said
that wasn't a joke at all, but
I only went ha ha because I've been in that situation as well. You're one of us. Sit the fuck down and get on with it.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, and Benny was like, I'm already sitting down. Have you seen how hard it is for me to stand up, for fuck's sake?
Don't ask me to get up, for God's sake.
That's it, telling you to sit down, Benny. That's an insult. Like.
And that's the thing is,
he's
like, oh, that's enough attention. Yeah, let's get on to the next subject, right? But that's the whole idea here. And I love when you say that, because I guess my new thing is being upfront about, you know, I say, hey, I'm Asperger's, I'm high anxiety. I'm gonna seem like, if I message you something that's inappropriate, because I'm gonna say something inappropriate and you don't answer for 2 hours, I'm gonna think I said something wrong to you because I have a bad sense of humor. And so if I say something to you and you don't, well, I was busy, I know, but I just felt like I probably said something that made you want to drop me. You know what I mean? We'll get to my expectation in a minute. It's not about me right now. Anyways, up next, the non-speaking, non-verbal, we'll have BDSM Bunny or Bear or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know how we got him, but up next we have Janejira. Tell us about expectations versus reality for us.
Hello. I just remembered the perfect story for this, actually. So first of all, I didn't know about autism or any of that until I started dating somebody who had it. And then we figured out that I had it. So I was like, oh, we get each other because we're both on the spectrum. Is that true? And then that relationship did not work out. So I was like, okay, that is not a thing. And then several years later, one of my female friends was like complaining about how she like doesn't have a boyfriend or something and she wants to find love and blah blah blah. And I had a male friend who was just like, who never had a girlfriend before, and I was like, well, they're both on the spectrum, maybe love will happen, I don't know, this could work out. And I was like, can I set you up with my friend? And she's like, yeah, is he cute? And I was like, I'm too gay to answer, but probably. And then that did not work out. They told me about their first.
Hey, did you send an email out to everybody to get a poll? Did you put a poll out to get an email? Like, I polled the school. 39% of the straight women in your category said, maybe.
Right.
They're Britain.
Sorry, go ahead, Jen. That was a callback. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Nice. I like it though.
Watch episode 1 if people want the reference for that.
Just watch all of the show, everybody.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
Please. But what happened was they were like messaging me about how their first date went, because naturally I was like, so how'd it go? And then he was like, well, she was crying and then I was crying and I don't know how it went. I was like, whoa, how did that happen? Hold on.
When I cry, you cry, we cry together.
Yeah.
All right,
What's the lyrics, man?
Yeah, it was interesting because she recently had been trigger warning, sexually assaulted, and I did not know that happened. So she talked about that openly, and that just opened an emotional can of worms. And he'd never been in a relationship, so he was not ready for any of the tears. And he was like, what do I do? Did I do something wrong? Is your mom gonna be mad at me because you go home crying? What do I do? And I was like, you guys, this is not how dates usually go. You're supposed to be having fun. What is happening? And then they were trying to communicate, and she is not the best at communicating via text. So she likes to face call, but he does not like to face call because he lives with his parents and he prefers to communicate via text. And then via text, for some reason, her messaging was in kind of a broken English, even though her like verbal texting was not, which confused me very much. So they could not like communicate that way either. And I was like, this is kind of a train wreck. This is not going well. And she's like, well, she wanted someone more experienced and he had no idea what was going on. And I was like, why did I make this happen? This was not
hey, you did the most like racist thing people do. Like, you're Thai, he's Thai. You guys should date. Oh, you're autistic?
They both wanted love.
Fucking should work, right?
I've done that before. Sorry to butt in. My cousins, bless her heart, when I used to date, my mum would go, are you dating this time a disabled person? Oh, right. And then my cousin goes, it's fine. They like to date their own kind. And it's like, really? We're going there, are we?
What kind of redneck kind of? Hey, let me go out your area and see what's going on, man.
Are you from Alabama?
Benny, you should have said, well, you should know. You dated your own kind.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He actually said something like that to me because so one of my white male classmates, I was like, yeah, I'm in a relationship. We're both Asian. He's like, oh yeah, because you like to stick with your own kind. And I was like, because this is my first time with an Asian, but also that's a weird assumption to make.
But, you're not even the same Asian either. Like, he's Filipino, right?
Yeah.
You're Thai. Like, one makes good food and one makes knockoff Spanish food. They're not the same thing.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Asian,
confused right now.
Yeah.
Filipino language, Tagalog is more Spanish than it is Asian. Like, what the?
Yeah, Thai is so Asian that when you Google translate it, it's broken English, and then you have to translate that into something that makes more sense.
We get in the Caribbean as well. We get in the West Indies, Guyana, and Jamaica. That they're not the same.
That's the funniest thing I've heard of it.
Guyana and Jamaica. I'll keep it.
I'm not flags. Look, Guyana and Jamaica.
Yeah.
Are you good on your story? You got anything else for us, Jane?
Well, the reality is, if you're not compatible, maybe it's because you're not compatible.
Yeah,
There you
amen
go.
to that.
Amen to that. Hey, you're not lying. Like I have I've always wondered, like there was a time when it was like, you date I like dated, like I don't know if I could really like marry a white woman. I don't know, you don't have rights to say the N-word. Sometimes you need to be told nigga relax, right? And so there's that part, right? But then there's also the idea that
Them two has combined.
that was a pretty
No.
good joke. You like how I slid
Well,
that
that's
in
actually
there,
quite
right?
funny.
But next we've got Benny. He's got a stem ball. He's been
Oh,
squeezing
I
it.
don't-
Let's see what he's got. So what do you got for expectations versus reality there, big guy?
I'm not sure how I mean, when I used to date, I always thought it was gonna be like EastEnders and that, and it's not. It's hard work.
EastEnders, what a disaster that ends up in somebody being murdered.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
American soap drama,
That's what happens
Right.
in our soap drama.
like
isn't it?
Dynasty.
my I can't even say. Why do you like your long words?
I know, yeah, it's so true.
Excellent, whatever that word.
Yeah.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter. What?
I've
What?
always wanted to be in love, and maybe my problem with relationships, I go in with my heart first and not my feet first. So when I find
Aw.
the right person, I will touch my toe in first before I show my heart. And that's it.
Where's our sound effects, potato chip?
I don't need an R.
We do. That was very sweet of you.
Yeah.
I almost want to come over there and hug your ass. By the way,
Can
Benny,
I come off the big screen now?
he said, "I'm done talking now." I said, "Hey, I love it. I love fucking with him because he's like, he's like, you had a moment. Look at him. I think he's blushing. Look at his cheeks turning.
I'm hot. I'm hot.
He's got a pullover on.
Oh, he's out of here. He's gone. He's coming back.
Yeah.
He's gonna go and put a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's back. You
He's
switched the
back.
heating off, Benny.
Yes.
I got him all worked up. That'll work. I'll take it. But it's funny he says that because that's the truth. Is I think that's the one where we fault is we don't know how to like play that game of just a little bit.
Mm.
You don't just get a little bit of Emma or a little bit of Audra. Definitely not a little bit of Variety D. That bitch.
Listen, I want a lot. I want more. More.
We already
I want more of you, Variety. I love you, baby.
Thank you.
think
Yes.
that's-
More going on.
Throw a statistic out from you. Most disabled people who get abused, it goes on, and don't know how to word it. It's just normal to us now, and it shouldn't. But because we wear our hearts on our sleeves, we're more prone to getting abused. More.
You mean taking advantage of, Benny? Like, as in, like, a woman had come into your life, but she's not really interested, but she takes advantage. You mean like that?
Well, yeah, and the other one.
And the other, I knew you meant abuse as well, but it just made me think, like, I see that a lot with my autistic peers as well, though. You know, like, people will get involved in them because they, you know, they want to like play on their emotions without them realizing, because they're very like direct, you know what I mean? And they maybe don't get the nuance of like the deception.
Mm.
I think our guest on Autastic Artist last week, Kayla, was talking about she was a victim of domestic violence and freed herself of being in the sex trade and human trafficking. And
wow, I need to watch
being
that.
autistic, she was easily preyed on because she didn't know any better. And this person says they like me, and I'm going to
Exactly my point.
And just being able to be easier and manipulated. And
yeah,
there's a lot of truth to that. Of even like for myself, like I made a post the other day that a lot of people saw. I know Audra saw, that broke her heart, and I was like, there's a thin line between being persistent and not getting a signal.
True though.
Right, and that's something that breaks my heart. Like you tell somebody and they're like, yeah, you're fine, and then you message them again and they don't answer, and you're like, oh, I wasn't fine. You just wanted me to. Oh, ooh, right. So it's there's a lot of all of that. I'm not gonna. You guys got me over here crying. I'm fucking over energized and crying. What's wrong with me today?
I think that happens with people that are non-autistic. I mean, this happened. This is the brutality of the dating world. Thinking about ghosting and stuff like that. But I think there's a difference. What I see with my autistic peers in the fact of if you take it very literal what somebody has said. So if they go, no, it's fine. You genuinely think it's fine. And I like to think that if I've got anxiety, it makes me feel reassured if I know where I am. That's why I like getting along with my autistic peers. But when the rest of the population are being deceptive or they're saying what you want to hear, which is what a lot of people do, don't they? They'll say, yeah, it was fine. But really they know they're going to blow you off, or they know. And people generally, I don't think, are expressing their real feelings. That's why this show is important, because we're just doing real talk, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but we're comfortable enough to be vulnerable and say the truth and not mask it either.
Exactly.
So, Variety D, what do you got? Expectations versus reality. Like, you gonna tell me about the two?
Well, I've got rubber. I've got pure rubber here, you know.
Oh my gosh. Protection. She's covered protection.
Exactly. I'm representing the world. See that there? And same as my ball. You see that there? Not balls. Ball. Okay. So, so my expectation. Do you know? I might as well say, because I'm plugging in. By the way, I got a new video on my YouTube channel, Variety D.
Watched it today. Brilliant.
Space letter D. Thank you very much. It's called Purple Today, Black Tomorrow. No, it's not porn. No, I've seen Bang Bros. It's not that kind of thing. So anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's based on my epilepsy, and the men in my life, before the one who I truly admire, and I spoke to him about an hour ago. They've all been pricks. They've all taken advantage of my generosity, blocking to listen to me when I want to be heard, being misunderstood, especially in the hood. You know, I know it's a stereotype, but hey, it happens in the heart of South London. But yeah, it's tough, because when you're, I have to break it down. It's so expected. When you're black and disabled, that's two tough things. And when you're a woman, so you're black woman who's disabled, and you do stand-up comedy. Do you know how tough that is?
The toughest thing in the world, I would say.
Yeah, you got so much intersectionality going on there.
If you guys check out my video, you realize that I couldn't tell the promoters that I have a disability, that I'm complex partial epilepsy, let alone neurologically disordered, because they wouldn't book me. In this country, I'm not sure about America, but here in Black Britain, we still have that stigma of, oh my God, you're sick? Oh no, we can't book you. No, Juju that. No, we can't book you. Really? But you want mad jokes though, that on stage by some like nutter who's just drank a whole heap of whiskey and chatting shit. You know? But yeah, it's just like the irony. It's not fair. But when it comes to dating and stuff, because even at this moment, I ain't gonna lie, I miss sex, but I would like to make love and have those moments where you're lying down. Yeah, no, I'm actually sitting on my actual bed. So like we're actually lying down, yeah, and you're actually going like, yeah. So like,
yeah.
And you get to like have these talky things and like,
yeah, pillow talk.
Like now is just be on the phone. All I can do is just have phone sex. And it's like phone sex is not really the one. Like I just really can't. It's not. You can't get anything from it, and you just want to get a tissue and just cry. You know, like I want to use tissue for a different reason. Like I don't want to. Tears of a clown. You know, the comedian. Basically, my expectations now has actually changed because of the stuff that I've been through, and yeah, I've been taken advantage of as well, financially. You know, again, V for variety is not just victory, but the other side of it is vulnerability.
Yeah.
And it's got the, like someone else said, on my video, you got the hidden disability stigma. And it's disgusting because when you shout out help, they think you're crying wolf. Now, if you guys ain't read Roald Dahl stories, I don't know what you guys read in America, you know, it's tough. You know, you're screaming for help, but no one wants really to give the helping hand. But when they scream for help, they want you to help their hand. They want to pull your arm and take your cash, take your whatever, your Garden of Eden, take your pussy hair as well, and not give it back. I mean, it's really bad. Give me my fibers, you know, because it's horrible. But it's like the expectation is that fairy kind of thing. Because I even said to my mum this morning, or I think like late last night, I said, back in secondary school, as American school, high school, I did have a list when I was 13 years old saying when I'm going to have a boyfriend, when I'm going to be engaged, when I'm going uni, have my first child. Then the second one, I have my own house, you know, I'm the second child. You know, what's it called? Is it called picket fence or something like that? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The white picket fence American dream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just American Dream.
2.4 children.
Hey, Benny and blue glasses. What's a British dream? Is it big?
It's a
Straight
4.2
teeth.
children, isn't it?
Straight
2.4
teeth.
children.
All of your teeth at 60. Oh,
I
sorry.
just,
Oh, is that
Kind of
low blow?
nice.
Well, I wasn't talking about you. You said the British dream. I see you're living it, but I was just, sorry.
I just want a farm. That's all I want.
You say you want a phone?
A
A
farm.
farm.
Oh, I've got to play your phone tonight. I haven't worn in ages.
A farm with some cows and a partner.
You want a cow? Who you calling a cow?
No.
Some cows and a partner, or a partner that's a cow. Which
No,
you know,
no, a partner.
because there's plenty of those kind of girls about in the Barnett.
You guys want beef today, don't you? You want beef. That's what it is, you know. I don't care if you're vegan, you want beef today, you know. I swear.
Oh,
But
yeah.
my expectation is just to have that fairy. I mean, let's face it. Okay, Duante, you're my witness. Through the years of Walt Disney, yes, the man's name, Mickey Mouse was a black mouse with white gloves, but we had no black princesses, and you can't count Jasmine because she's Arabian. It wasn't until Princess and the Frog, and she was a princess she was a woman, black woman for about 10 minutes, and then all the rest of the film she was a frog, bouncing.
really.
Can I just, if you want to see how fairy tales have twisted, there's a lot of black actors in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, but why once though? Why not 10 times? Like, I want to see that. I want to see lots. It's not.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it? It's called Once Upon a Time.
We finally got an Asian Disney princess, and it's on Disney Plus. And I was like, I had to pay money.
Mulan?
No, the Southeast Asian princess, Raya. She represents me finally, but we don't get to hear much about it.
Have you got Southeast Asian Barbie yet?
I don't know. It's not mainstream.
Yeah, well, wasn't it Tequila? Isn't that her?
Because they're making a new range of Barbies, aren't they?
It's funny you guys say that because like that's the well, I guess this is perfect time for me to go with me because I've got the counterpoint to that.
Go for it.
So my expectations versus reality. My expectation has always been to be like the knight in the shining armor, and to like Audra know me since high school. I've always been Suitman. I always had the rental car, the tux. You ask the girl out, you buy the corsage, you go to the fancy dinner, right? I just never been rich enough to do that, right? So in the dating world, yeah, it's been hard because I'm awkward. I don't pick up clues. Like, I'm broke. Why would we hang out? I don't have money for a date. Why are we going anywhere? You want to take me to do something? Well, I don't have any money. We can't do that, right? And so there's a big reality that there are a ton of women out there that doesn't matter to, but if you're a guy that's expecting to hold that, you don't meet them.
Yeah.
And my expectation is that I'm going to meet somebody who understands me, but the reality is, until I started understanding who I was, that wasn't going to happen. And that's where I think my biggest problem, it turns into, and I'll turn it into disclosing disabilities and take the lead on that, is that I disclose my disabilities too soon and just let out my weirdness, and it scares people.
Ooh, Dante.
You know, when
I'll
you're
give you
talking
one-
about
me.
You fuckers will get your turn. You fuckers will get your turn. Well, everybody goes around. You can wait, Variety D. You'll be all right. But that's.
I'm not. I got a good one rhetorical question.
Go. It's not rhetorical because you want to ask it, but go ahead.
So basically, ain't it strange or kind of fascinating that a black singer called Tina Turner said, "We don't need another hero," but a white singer called, I forgot her name, but she has lovely blonde hair, this big blonde hair, and she says, "I need a hero. I need a hero." Yeah.
I need a hero.
Yeah. What is her name?
I'm holding on for a hero, she says. Yeah.
She's holding. What's she holding for?
Holding on.
I like the Shrek version.
She'll be holding on sometime, girl.
It's also the Shrek version.
I need a hero. Right, but that's the thing, is that we that's the other part of it, is that I feel like there's this expectation as a man, and I'm gonna go there. Fuck it, I'll get canceled for it today. I joke about this sometimes, and it's true. I'm a feminist. I feel like you can pay for your own date.
Ooh. Oh, you mean McDonald's?
Yeah, but it works the other way, Dante.
Work with me, but listen to me.
It works the other way because as a disabled woman who doesn't earn an income.
I'm not talking about disabled women again, because I'm.
No. What I'm saying is we get the same thing where a guy says, "We don't want to go out with you because you're not earning. You're just somebody who lays about and doesn't work." I've had that said.
You'll get your turn, Emma. It's not where I was going with it. What I meant was that it's amazing how much I've heard from women that a man should pay for the date, because I get my nails done and I have to make myself look pretty. And I have to do all these things, and you should have to pay for the date because I do all those things. And my response is what if I want a bitch who's low maintenance and doesn't do those things?
Ooh, fire.
Woo! Response.
Well played. Was that a good response? Is that fair? Right? You know what I mean? So that's the thing, is that I don't know, depending on what side of the argument you're on, like there's no right side of the argument, but I think that's where the expectation and reality it comes into play of who's right, who's wrong, who's really going to be the one to say what's right, what's wrong. And I feel like there's so much external pressure, societal pressure, even just the whole idea of the sexes, and then that's where I've heard some of the funniest jokes come from gay couples or non-binary couples, when the one lesbian comedian I had said she went to ladies' night and they didn't want to let her in. She's like, I got tits too. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm still a chick, you know what I mean? Or when, since she's the butch girl, when somebody tries to fight her girlfriend, she's, aren't you gonna fight? No, I'm a woman just like you. I don't want to fight. So to think about those societal things, but then when you get into these same-sex relationships, well, who's the man and who's paying for dinner, right? You know what I mean, and things like that. So to me, it's the and I think I've said this to some of my friends. Audra's heard me say this, Jane even. Like, I'm a pretty girl. I don't buy people drinks. People buy me drinks. I go out broke and have a good time.
Buy you a drink.
Am I wrong? Jane knows I go out all the time. I just walk around, end up walking into. I walked into dinner the other night and had a couple free drinks, and then won $20. I came to spend this 15 and ended up winning 20 and had 8 and had a few drinks. Like, this is fucking fantastic. But It's just the idea, and I even talked about this earlier, like the word metrosexual died a couple years ago. I don't know when. I'm old enough to remember the word metrosexual, but they don't even say that anymore.
Huh?
Right? Huh?
That's from Prince. That from Prince.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Prince was a metrosexual, which
It's still
now,
going on, you know.
now we call him gender fluid, right?
Oh hell no! No,
Not
Wait a minute.
not necessarily.
again-
Oh,
No.
gender fluid is only if they identify
Look
through.
here, I know. I know.
Nah,
No,
we're called
Totally
tight
two
pants
different
people. They're
things.
called tight pants people and eyebrows. You know, no.
I'm
no.
bilingual, not bisexual, right?
bi-
I'm Polynesian, not polyamorous. Two totally different things. But that's where and then the other thing I was going to say about disclosing disabilities is I feel like when I tell people I'm deaf, they but you speak so well. And I go, I don't. When I say Suitman, half of you guys think I say Suitman. I'm loud all the time, right? Like, no, I don't
Man.
appreciate the best. Yeah, Suitman. Like, you want some soup?
Soup. This is two soups.
Two soups? Fuck off. Fuck off. So that's
That's
all
a
I've got.
sketch. It's a sketch. Two soup.
That was actually
Audra.
my nephew's superhero name because he couldn't say Superman, so he just called himself Superman. It was so cute.
Oh, I love it.
I'm still mad at Jane's mom for looking at her going, there's a huge black guy outside. Should we call the police? Anyways,
scary.
Audra, how do you feel about disclosing your disabilities?
Well, again, let's talk about my divorce here. So I didn't know I had disabilities back then. Obviously, I did have them. I just didn't know.
Well,
And
you've always been epileptic, though, right?
yes, born with it, born
No, I mean,
autistic.
did you tell them about the
Epilepsy
epilepsy?
gang.
Is that disclosed?
I did not know I was epileptic until I was 36, I think, when I got.
Ooh.
So I was undiagnosed for a very long time. And again, this goes back to expectations and reality. I mean, we couldn't figure out basically what was wrong with me. I was tired. I was falling down and I didn't hear well. Sometimes I would go mute because of, the seizures, and I was, losing time and space basically. And so I'm all for if I'm in a relationship with somebody or if I start dating, I guess because I'm public so much on social media, yes, I disclose absolutely, even to my workplace and to whoever is going to be in my life, because I want that reality to be their reality too. That we don't have to have the norm expectations. We can have our own expectations of each other. So yeah, I do disclose now. Yeah.
No, that's it. She said she went fast. She's like, that's all I got. No bad story. No run in.
Good vibes.
Good. I mean, honestly, ever since I I came out, that I was autistic and bisexual and all that, my ex-husband and I were actually really good friends, and we became even closer after my disclosure because we were able to come together and go, oh, that's why it was like that. And so now I guess we just have this overall better relationship.
He's hoping for a throuple. That's all that is. He's like,
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, let's get that threesome shit happening. I know what he's working on. No, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Emma, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Well, like, what's interesting to me, like, just about this topic is like which disability, first of all, because I've got several.
Ooh.
So, that's one thing. So I've got like my Erling syndrome, I've got the panic disorder, I've got the PTSD, I've got the eating disorder. It's like, where do we start? Do you know what I mean? It's like, woohoo! It's like a whole like rainbow of disorders and disabilities.
Well, that's a great concept because, like, I mean, I'm the same way. Do I just tell you I'm PTSD, I'm Asperger's, I'm partial deaf, and I'm high anxiety? So I feel like a little girl on the inside, and I do that every time I do that. They'll go, never mind, and run.
And it makes me think about like what are the like what do they need to know, and like what makes a difference. Like, for example, one of the things that affects me like on a daily is definitely like my mood and my dyslexia, surprisingly. Do you know what I mean? And my Erlings. So like they're kind of like the top of the list. But yeah, if I get really bad with my other illnesses, like it's serious. Do you know what I mean? So like the mundane stuff is like serious enough to affect me every day, but then on the other, you know, but basically what I was thinking about is I was actually diagnosed with PTSD while I was in my long-term relationship, and that person had to deal with living with somebody with PTSD, and it was traumatic for the both of us, really. And I kind of feel bad in a way that they had to like go through living with somebody that had like that illness, and why I had it as well. But it got to the stage where like I just was getting sicker and sicker, and like before I got diagnosed with panic disorder, I was obviously having panic attacks but didn't know. And like one time when I was in the relationship, for example, is I had to actually call an ambulance, and I got took away in the ambulance, and I was fine, but it was like a common thing with like the panic attacks, because they have the exact same symptomology as like a heart attack, so they always have to kind of rule it out. So like that happened, and I remember like one thing that was really hurtful after that is I was obviously trying to figure out what was actually happening, and didn't realize it was because my anxiety was so ill with my PTSD and everything. And he said to me like, oh, I'm just sick of this. I'm just sick of your attention seeking, and you constantly just like making things up, you know, and like saying that you're ill all the time. So I was accused like on a regular basis of lying about my mental illnesses while still getting treatment for them. So it was like a bit of a mindfuck, really. Like on the one hand, I'm trying to get help, and on the other hand, I've got the person that I'm living with, who I love and trust, telling me that it's not real. And then when I went to go get custody of our son, he even tried to like get my medical records and try and disprove my illnesses. And I was like, go for it, because like it's all there. But like, you know, just to that level of just like this will to disprove that I wasn't and didn't have my disability. So this is why, because of that trauma that I've been through, I really embraced blue glasses girl, you know. And that's just like Audra was saying, I was like, this is who I am, this is what I've got to be upfront about it, because people are going to dismiss me anyway. People are still going to say I'm lying. But the other thing I wanted to throw into the mix, which I thought was important for this topic, was about COVID. So this week I've had a lot of comments about the fact that I wear like a lanyard saying that I'm exempt, which is because of my panic attacks, but people don't actually know that. But that's like the main reason, because if I wear a mask, I hyperventilate, and then it's a bit embarrassing. So like people are saying, oh, you're obviously wearing this. Oh, that's really helpful, you're wearing that lanyard. But for me, it's another thing that's like, I've got my glasses already. Now I'm wearing a lanyard. I think, what next? I'm going to tattoo on my forehead like Emma's disabled. It's like, why do we always have to make our disabilities like visible for them to be like socially acceptable? And like, why is it to be to other people's convenience? So because of COVID, they want to know, people think they've got the right now to ask me about my health. And then they take it one step further, and is it affecting their health because I'm this person that's walking around with COVID and I could have it? You know, like these are the kind of things that have been saying. And I just think the freedom of choice, you know, anything else, you've got a choice, haven't you, to disclose? I mean, I know sometimes with other issues like sexuality and things, you might not have that choice either, but anything that's visible, it just takes away that choice. We're not allowed to sort of self-disclose in our own way that's helping us feel good. Like, you think if I have a dating profile, or I send somebody a picture, or even if they look on my social media, they see my glasses straight away. So like that's been like, you won't think it's a big problem, but it's actually been like a bit of a problem, because like I once texted this guy like a picture of me, and he just said, oh, stop hiding behind your sunglasses and show the real you. Don't be afraid to show me the real you. And I was like, first of all, dude, I'm not wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, your mama.
And second of all, I'm not shy and I'm not hiding from you. Why would I be? And then another time, another time I went on a date and I was in the pub and I walked past this group, and it was like a mixed group, men and women. And this guy, trying to be big in front of his friends, was like, ha ha, look at you thinking you're so cool with your sunglasses on. Like, which is quite intimidating that he stood up and did that, like, as I'm walking by. I'm just going to the toilet. Then he sees me go in the accessible toilet, and all his friends go, see, she's blind, and you've just mocked a blind woman. I'm like, I don't even know what's worse about this situation. First of all, that people constantly think I'm an attention seeker and I'm wearing sunglasses and trying to be like Elton John's cousin, who Elton John, by the way, also has earrings, which is why he wears them. Well, he's like a super millionaire famous, so that's fine. But because little old me is going for a piss, it's like I'm either blind or I'm attention seeker. It's like I can't win. You know? Yeah. Anyway, that's my
Just piss it out. That's all you gotta do, man. Let it out.
Jesus.
Cathartic. It's cathartic, everyone.
Hey, that was. Ooh, I wasn't interrupting her. I was gonna let her go. I didn't have shit to say. That's it. That's the one. Like but there's so much that you said there that's true. Like, I don't know. Like, so we watched the draft, the NFL draft this weekend in America, right? And it's almost like a slave auction, right? Because they're measuring these kids, and then
what is it? What's an NFL draft?
They draft
National
the kids
Football
out
League.
of college football to the professional.
So they're
football
deciding
league.
who's good enough, you mean, to go to that next level.
And then there's also the racism behind, white quarterbacks or quality decision makers and game.
Oh, we have that here.
We have that at the FA, the UFA.
Yeah, in soccer, you guys get it, right? And even
you
know who Variety D looks like is the Formula Racing champion, Lloyd Hamilton's cousin. That's who she really.
You say Lloyd? No, it's not Lloyd here. It's Lewis.
Lewis. I knew it was an L White name. He's got an L White name, but Lewis Hamilton even, right? They talked about it with him.
Unit.
And all this other stuff, but it's just like you've got a point. There's a lot of things that people, I don't think, just get. You know what I mean? Like they feel like they have a right. I'm not wearing a mask while I'm hearing impaired. Well, you're talking. You're not deaf. I know, but if the mask is here, that means my voice comes back to me, and I hear my voice instead of hearing you. And then it's even harder because you're wearing a mask, so I can't read your lips either. So yeah, I'm not wearing a mask.
They assume, Dante, this was my point. They assume that we are either our health, they don't think is our health at risk. They think there's something wrong with our health. So we were told a lot, and Benny will know because we've spoke about it in the group a lot. I'm with Benny that people expect disabled people to stay home in the UK during the COVID. We've had this constant message. Yeah. So disabled people have really suffered. So, when those people looking at me in them comments, they're thinking, if you're that ill, then you shouldn't be going out. But like you're saying, we've actually just got our ordinary disabilities that we live with every day, the panic disorder, being deaf, nothing's actually changed. It's just that addition of the mask makes it that little bit more difficult. It's presented an extra barrier. But me having a panic attack does not affect somebody else's health. Dante being deaf does not affect somebody's health. But what I said to the person who challenged me this week is I just said, what is this falsehood that you're protected from COVID anyway? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've got the social distance, there's no proof, anybody can get COVID, do you know what I mean? So, but I'm not intentionally putting somebody at risk. I'm not getting close to them,
I had this talk with a cast member who shamed me for being an anti-vaxxer. So it happens. I'm not gonna say who. There's a 1 in 5 chance you can guess who. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I had another podcast where we actually talked about it, and they did get seriously mad. And I didn't explain to them that you can still get sick even though you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
So what does me getting vaccinated do?
You just might not die. That's the difference.
The difference is I'm going to go real medical and technical here because so the difference is that those who have the vaccine have a much 95 to 99% chance of not ending up in the hospital and not dying.
Okay. Yeah. That's my choice, right? Like I can choose not to wear a seatbelt.
Depending which vaccine you take. If it's Johnson & Johnson, J&J, go away. That's what I say.
But that's and we're not gonna do the whole debate here. We don't have to.
No.
Please. Yeah, I was gonna say please don't, because I do have very strong feelings on that, and feisty Audra will come out.
I'm not scared of feisty.
Sunshine Audra has disappeared and feisty Audra.
It looks
Cloudy Audra.
We've got half of us on the anti-vax side anyway, so it's all right. I got backup. But the point is that this is the new norm. And it's one day when it gets mandatory, we'll talk then. As long as it's my choice, I can't ask you who you voted for, so leave me the fuck alone. And we'll leave it there. All right, I think that was a great way to leave it the fuck alone. Benny's giving me the finger. I see him. Janejira, how do you feel about disclosing your disabilities?
So I didn't even know it was an option to not disclose, because in every relationship I've had,
Oh.
and also new friendships that I've made, I don't know why this happens, but people will just like tell me everything. Sometimes I don't ask, but they tell me the things.
You've just
and
got one
then
of them faces, Jane. We wanna
I
tell
do. I
everything.
have the tell me about
You
your
do.
life face, I guess.
You do. I have that face too. It's great fun, isn't it?
Yes. And like in the first few relationships I was with, the first person I was with had Tourette's and ADHD, which I had never heard of at the time because I was 12 and didn't go out and do anything with my life. And he explained that sometimes you'd have to take medication for it. And I noticed that if he like was or wasn't on the medication, he was almost like a different person. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then in the next few relationships, I was with people who took medication. And I was like, okay, it's good that I know this, because I will know that that's the reason why there's a difference in your personality when you're on and off them. And I've had so many relationships of disclosing. I was like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do so that the other person knows what they're getting into. And I thought that was useful for me because I started to realize that I also have depression, anxiety, ADHD, on the spectrum, all that jazz. And I was like, well, I want to be with a person who knows what that's supposed to look like and how to be supportive and helpful and isn't ableist, because that would be bad. And there was this one time I was in an abusive relationship, actually, where the guy would notice some of the like little autistic things I do, like not make eye contact, and weaponize that against me and like make me feel so like small and like terrible and bad. And it was super toxic. And then I was like, okay, so I have to understand like my own, like the tics and things I do, so that I know that it's just a thing I do, and that if they are trying to make me seem like I'm crazy, it's not that. So then in the next relationship, I was just getting broken down by these people. And I was like, okay, next person who wants to date me, I'm just going to put out everything so they know what they're getting into, so they don't waste my time. I once sent a potential partner, this is super long mega text, and I was like, listen, this is what you're about to get into. If you're cool with all of that, we can do this. If not, nah. And then he was like, okay. And then that for like almost a year. It was so yeah, I always like disclosing stuff.
You just ended that real quick. I like how that's it. Just yeah, I just really that's it. That's all I have to say.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to be in like a relationship with someone for years and then find out later that they're actually like an ableist person and that they
Exactly. I've been there, done that. You don't want it.
Get it over with ahead of time.
So we're up to the one person that is not passing. I don't know if Benny cannot disclose his disability.
No,
Benny,
no, I can. Yes, I can, because there's something you don't know about me.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, I've got cerebral palsy, and I do tell that on a dating website whenever. But when is it time to say, by the way, love or man, I've got no balls, so I can't give you kids. Yes, I've had several partners.
What the fuck?
You should have told me that in the beginning. So, yeah.
Fuck. I did. Well,
I'm proud of it.
See, the irony is, which I love, he's got the balls to say it. Ha ha, there we go.
You've got one of my balls in your hand, love.
Colourful.
Yeah.
Wow. I know got Benny balls, and it smells nice. Thank you very much. Like, yes.
I was not ready.
So that hence why I stay single, because I can't be asked with the, oh, it's your fault, we're not having a kid, or we can't adopt because of your mental health. And it's like, oh, whatever. So yeah.
Just say no kids. We did that last podcast, didn't we, about kids? But there is plenty of people like who are dating who don't want kids. I think it's just a matter of saying that, but you shouldn't have to say I've no balls. Do you know what I mean? Just to be able to date somebody who doesn't want kids.
I would love kids one day. I think I would be a fantastic father, but yeah. So yeah.
Last time he dropped Benny, you just come on this show to drop bombshells, don't you? Like,
Don't they?
last time he told us he might suit a guy. This time he's got no testicles. Like, fuck. I feel like he's the guard dog that was neutered by accident. Like, he's just the local dog running around with no balls, shaking all the time. Like,
I mean, every episode's just gonna be like, what new thing are we gonna learn about Benny next?
So it's about Ben. Who's that Ben?
my nan, bless her soul, said, Benny, if you had real balls, we would have had a football team by now. That's true.
Oh.
That's awesome.
I don't know whether to cry, hug, laugh, or bully him. Like, I got a complex personality here. Like, I get, like, he had enough balls to say it. How many balls jokes are we going to do, right? Like, Jesus. Like that's the funny part is I remember as a kid, like, you'd talk about getting fixed or getting snipped, and I literally thought they cut your balls off.
Oh my God.
Expectations versus reality, because when dogs get neutered, they cut your balls off, right? So this whole time until I find.
Can I just say, with balls, we've got big teeth where we clamp onto them. So,
What the fuck?
You guys need
What?
Jesus.
I don't
Dante need Jesus.
Why is
That BDSM bears to blame, I'm telling you.
Why do I gotta take the blame on that? Why am I? How did that get me?
What is going on?
Benny on here. It's the best. Benny has fun. That's what's up. That's what's going on. Benny's having a good time. Mind your fucking business, right? Tell him, Benny. Fuck off, right?
If somebody asks me what this podcast is about, the answer is we don't know what it's going to be about until after we
Seriously,
finish
I'm
recording.
just like,
It's sponsored by D&B.
It's a train wreck.
Dick and Balls.
It's a train.
Dante and Ben.
Dick and balls, D&B. Oh God.
testify on those testicles. I just joined in now.
So we
I
got
don't even
the last
know what's
one.
going on.
Variety D. We saved the best for last. Get Benny's balls out your hand. Anyway, so what's
They smell delicious.
what's your how do you disclose your disabilities? Do you tell them you're epileptic, crazy, and black all at once?
So what I do is, I'm glad you asked a question though.
Disability.
When I was younger, I used to so as an actor, because I I graduated in drama school, Angela Lloyd Webber Theatre, as known as Arts Ed in West London, posh people place, rich people, aristocrats. So anyway, yeah, I was always going back and forth there from the south of London to the west side, the rich people, and then
Side to the west side.
yeah, when I was auditioning, I didn't disclose my information about my epilepsy. I just put I'm hyper. That's what I put as well. I'm energetic. That's like a dating, like I'm energetic.
That's a little bit confusing because you don't have a seizure because you're energetic, right?
I know, but I don't want to lose my part. I don't want to lose the part. I can just like do a part on my hair. I don't want to lose my part. No. So but yeah, it's very tough because you got to remember, you guys, I started comedy when I was 16 years old, and my my godfather, he was the actor in Bugsy Malone who played Leroy Smith. He was about, my youngest brother's age 13, going on 14. And that was back in the 1970s. And I remember like my family saying to me, just don't tell them. When you go to auditions, don't tell them, because one, it's hard enough again being a black woman from South London, working class, and then you're going in there trying to play a part and talk a bit more like this, you know? And then you got to put on the application form your heritage and your disability. Nah, one or the other. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one am I gonna say? Yeah, that's it, done. You know, so it's really tough, because I mean, okay, think of it like this. Everyone here knows Jeannie Asheray, right?
Don't think so.
We're
You don't
not.
think so?
Never heard of her.
So she so she's one of the top comics from here in Britain, and she's a black woman, but she didn't come out as gay until I think when she was I might be not correct, when she was hosting the Live at the Apollo in which is also West London, Hammersmith, and that she was the first, I think she's the only black gay woman in comedy in this country. We have one black gay man here in this country in that mainstream level called Steam Amos, and it took them a long time. And both of them are both African descent, so West African descent. Sorry, me, I'm West Indies, which is Guyanese, then Jamaican, Caribbean, and Cockney, which is working class, British. So that's really tough triangle I'm coming from. It sounds like a pyramid. It's like Illuminati, but yeah, it's tough, you know. And as that's a variety of problems, but I disclose it now because now I'm Variety D. I disclose a lot of things, you know, especially in what's in my hand, my box down there, and you know, where I live. Not my full address because my mum will get upset if all these guys start queuing up in the house. And it's like it's still tough because remember in that video, like I said earlier, that I put on YouTube, I am the first. Just remember, capital F for fuck you industry, the first black comic who's disabled. You know what I'm saying? And still do my thing, and it's tough because you know I mean to round it up, there's 5 levels in comedy. I'm not sure about America, but over here there's 5 levels that I learned from my elders or predecessors. You got level 1, fight or flight, which is where you say, oh, my friend said I'm funny, my neighbor said I'm funny, my friend's dog caretaker's buns said I was funny, you know what I mean? Goldfish. And then you do your thing. Level 2, community comedian, so in your own like avenue, people say, oh yeah, kind of thing, you're their comedian. Then you got level 3, comedian, where another comic knows your voice but doesn't really know your name, but they're seeing you around, bit like prostitution, they're seeing you around. And then level 4 is warm up, so you get your coat on like a prostitute, a nice coat, and you warm up for the level 5. Now level 5 is the creme de la creme, which is like your Chris Rock's, Dave Chappelle's. Over here in Britain, Malcolm McIntyre, Lee Evans, you name it, all those ones. So we still got a long way to go, and the difference in UK and US is that the UK is still 20-30 years behind the US when it comes to getting things done. I mean, the USA is not perfect, but you guys literally push that narrative as hard as you can because you guys don't give a shit. You're like, yeah, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's, I'm gonna roll some dice, I'm gonna beat that on something, I'm gonna tell, and you guys go home watch reruns or something, on BET or something with CW. But here, right, protest, I'm gonna watch EastEnders. It's a bit cold out there. Yeah. At least we have an excuse. Like we have an excuse. We're like this, like, I'm tired. No, you guys do protest tomorrow. Next week. Rain. Oh no, don't want rain. No.
It rains here. We still go out. I've still protested.
That's what I'm saying. But my mum's time.
Don't. That's the point. We're like,
my mum's era, who are the second generation. Well, first generation of black British citizens. They did their thing because obviously those channels 1 to 4 or 3, if I'm right. There wasn't nothing to do. So yeah, they just went up there and Britain and just,
everybody. Benny lost his head. Hold on. There he is.
he lost his what?
Oh.
Please don't.
Ah, that's disgusting. Oh man. Listen there, Benny, you can't be wearing a black top and losing your white head. That don't look right, man.
Hey, we've talked everybody's ear off for today. We've covered a lot. We're there.
You look like Scooby-Doo, like the adult version.
Hey, Suitman's wore out. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm there.
Suitman, you need some dinner. You need some vagina with some chips.
There you go. You're not getting me canceled. So, anyways,
He does need something. I'll give you that.
Hey.
Our whole group. Give it up for Benny. Shakes every once in a while. Benny shakes. No balls and all. Give it up for Sunshine Audra.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? I just see that neutered dog. Every time I see Benny now, I see a neutered dog. Hey, give it up for Variety D.
Yeah.
Give it up for the potato chip enthusiast.
Yeah.
Give it up for Blue Glasses girl.
Yeah.
And I'm your host today, the host with the most, Seth Rogen, the Black Seth Rogen, Suitman, Duante, Barnett. Check us out next weekend. We've got Raw, Ridiculously Amazing Women. We've got Dark Brew the week after that. We've got Give Love Laugh. We're donating to a Mary's Place, which is a homeless shelter in Seattle, Washington. We've got Becca Hunter on Autastic Artist 5.5. Fuck, what else we got? We got Solstice to Sundays. I know, we do so much. Also, Suitman will be in Idaho for the Idaho Comedy Festival, May 20th through 22nd. So, it's a Suitman summer, bitches. We're out. Goodbye.